I'm Joe Warko, host of Training with Pros, and you're watching Canadianprofighter.com.
Chucky, Mady. We're at Windsor, Ontario at Mady's Karate, or Mady's Martial Arts. Mady, you have a big fight coming up on the 18th of June. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, I got contacted by Ringside MMA a few weeks ago, and they asked if I can be a replacement fighter. And I'm fighting Dimitri, I forget his last name, he's 4-4, and he's a Muay Thai fighter from Speedy Gym in Quebec. And should be a great stand-up fight, and hopefully I come up on top.
It's being billed as a big stand-up war. What are we going to see from you, and do you expect to take him down? Are you going to stand with him, knock him out, do some of your big head kicks, or what can we expect from that?
Well, every fight's different for me. If you see me, I'm a flashy fighter, I'm an exciting fighter, and I put on a show, so they're expecting a stand-up war, and that's what I'm going to give to them. And if I get too tired or if something happens, I might just take them down and submit them. Pretty much in my pro career, 2 of my wins are by submission in the first round and 1 by knockout in the first round. So it could go either way. It depends on how I feel that day.
Sounds good. I mean, you got to be well-rounded in this game, and it's good to be able to do what you want to do. So what do you think is going to be the outcome of this EWFC? I heard they're coming back on October or September. Your dad's a big part of that. What can you tell us about it?
It's going to be big things for Canada. It's going to be a Canadian-based pro organization, and it's not going to be like any other Canadian or any other MMA organization. It's going to be a lot different, and pretty much we're going to be doing mandatory drug testing at each fight instead of random drug testing that they do at every fight right now. We're going to be doing a lot of different things just to help the fighter out. It's going to be more of like a fighter-based organization, not more of a promoter. Promoters want to make money, and this organization is going to be different. Where it's all about the fighters and what they want and what they need, and we're trying to build a great organization to help Canadian fighters make it to the top, I guess.
Sounds great. We need more of that, and especially nowadays with Ontario looking like it's going to open up. What do you think of the UFC's plans? They said March 26, 2011. They've booked the Rogers Center. MFC's claiming they have dates booked for February. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I hope one of them get in there real quick to Ontario, but hopefully it doesn't screw it up for smaller organizations that want to come into Ontario, not just the big organizations. Like I said, East-West Fighting Championship is going to be based on the fighters, not the promoters trying to make money. And we just want people to build. Like Ontario, we have a lot of good fighters, and I just want all these fighters to have a small base. You need roots before you go and become something big. So you need smaller organizations to build you to get to the big show, like the UFC, like MFC, like WEC, Strikeforce, all those big organizations. And we need these small organizations to help you out.
Oh, definitely. There's got to be a feeder system into the big shows. You can't start in the UFC at 0-0 or 1-0. So it's definitely really important. Your dad is a 9th degree black belt karate master, world champion, and you have followed in his footsteps. You're also a black belt and a karate champion. Can you tell us a little more about your karate background?
I started training when I was 3 years old. I guess one day my dad brought me to the dojo every day with him, and I just stood up one day and started copying what he was doing. And since I was 3 years old, I've been doing it. I'm a 3rd degree black belt now in Ishinru Karate, and I don't go away from my roots. That's my base. And a lot of these guys, oh, I do MMA, but you're a karate background. You don't promote that you're a karate background. St. Pierre walks down with a gi. Machida walks down with a gi. I walk down with a gi. Everybody, I got to represent where I come from. I still compete in karate tournaments, point fighting tournaments. That's my base. That's my roots. And never forget where I came from. I'm from Windsor, Ontario, and I'm not going to forget all my friends and family if I make it big. I'm not saying I am, but if I make it big, I'm just going to remember where I came from. I'm going to remember my base, my roots, and that's where I started. And that's why my technique and my speed and strength is all there.
Perfect. I mean, we like to see it. We know you're flashing. You got some style, and we see it comes a lot from that karate background. It's big kicks, fast, lightning quick. So speaking of your karate background, you guys do a lot of bare-knuckle competition. How is that different from the regular karate, point karate, and how do you think that affects you in mixed martial arts?
Well, I do the bare-knuckle full-contact karate, the Kyokushin style. It's just stand-up, punch, kick, knee, and elbow until you drop the guy. The English name and everything, the name for it is knockdown. How do you win? You knock them down, right? So you got to condition your body. You're not wearing any pads. You're wearing a cup, mouth guard, and That's about it. And you just go in there, punch, kick, knee, and elbow. You can't punch or punch to the face, but you can knee and kick to the face. There's no grabbing, so it's stand up 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the fight. Punch, kick, knee, and elbow till you drop the guy. You got to condition your body. You got to stay strong. It helps you with. It helps a lot with MMA because you're just standing there fighting. And MMA, sometimes a guy wants to take it out on the ground because he's getting hurt standing there. Usually the Kyokushin guys, like George St. Pierre, his base is Kyokushin. That's where he got all his technique. That's why he's so good on stand-up. And it helps you, the conditioning pretty much, your strength. You can take a punishment, you can give a punishment.
Yeah, it definitely is a big opportunity for MMA. When did you decide that you were going to transition into karate, from karate into MMA?
I started amateur MMA when I was 16 years old. My first fight, I was turning 16, and my dad pretty much had to sign a waiver because he was 18 years old. He had to fight, and they knew that what I knew. I have kickboxing background, bare knuckle background, and the karate background and all that. So my dad signed the waiver. They let me fight. I fought a 23-year-old out of Michigan. I beat him in the second round submission. For that fight, we had some rules. It was stand-up striking, just submission on the ground, no striking on the ground. Yeah. So that's how I broke into it for my first 2 or 3 fights. Stand-up striking, submission on the ground. And I'd rather have that better than anything else, right, when I was younger. And you never know. So beat the guy to the stand-up. He took me down on the ground. I choked him out. And then went from there. So when I was 16, I made my pro debut when I was 19 back in King of the Cage in Quebec when they brought it to Quebec for the first time. Yep. My first pro fight in mixed martial arts, and I made the poster.
Oh, great. I mean, and we've seen you do lots of things since then. So we look forward to June 18th, and we can't wait to see it. And we expect another big victory out of Chucky, the Energizer Bunny Mady. Thanks a lot.